The story begins with a man named Tomek who is getting ready to attend an important meeting at his company. Tomek is accompanied by his colleague, Magda. However, when they arrive in front of the office, Tomek is suddenly captivated by a beautiful girl who happens to be there. Enchanted by her beauty and driven by Tomek's less admirable hobby, Tomek does not hesitate to chase after the girl and even boards the bus with her. On the bus, Tomek confidently tries to flirt and win over the girl's heart. Meanwhile, at the office, Magda tries to reach him because their important client has arrived and is waiting for Tomek. However, Tomek ignores Magda's calls and continues to try to charm the girl he just met. Without a ticket, Tomek is eventually kicked off the bus in the middle of the journey. As a result of his reckless actions, the important meeting with the client ends in failure, and consequently, Tomek is fired from his job at the office. Tomek has to part with all his assets, including his apartment and car. After the firing, Tomek seeks help from his younger brother, Janek, to stay at his place temporarily until Tomek finds a new job and apartment. That evening, it is revealed that Janek is an expert in cybersecurity. Tomek then asks his brother to hack the CCTV at the place where Tomek met the beautiful girl a few days earlier, and pleads with Janek to find out the girl's identity. However, Janek firmly refuses, as he does not want Tomek to continue ruining other women's lives as he has done before. When Tomek visits a bar, he meets Midas, an old friend who works as a photographer and videographer. Midas offers Tomek a job to be involved in the production of a video called Behind the Skin at an upcoming wedding. The next day, Janek goes to the flower shop to pick up the cactus he had ordered. There, Janek seems interested in the charming flower seller. However, as they are having a pleasant conversation, Tomek suddenly arrives, making Janek feel uncomfortable and decide to leave quickly. On the way home, Tomek is shocked to learn that his brother, who has a flower pollen allergy, went to the flower shop just to see the flower seller. Eventually, the two brothers decide to work together. Tomek promises to help Janek win over the flower seller named Clara, while Janek agrees to help Tomek with the new job he got from Midas. Some time later, Tomek and Janek go to the wedding venue where they will be filming. There, they meet a new client, a beautiful woman named Patsy. Patsy is a former senior actress who is now married to a politician. Patsy wants her child's wedding to be grand, and Tomek's task is to help Patsy capture the precious moments of the wedding. However, fate seems to have other plans. Amid the busy preparations for the wedding rehearsal, Tomek meets a woman named Ola, who has captivated him since their first meeting. It turns out that Ola is Patsy's future daughter-in-law. Knowing that the woman he desires is going to marry someone else doesn't deter Tomek from his intentions to win over Ola. The video recording continues, but instead of focusing on Patsy and the entire wedding event, Tomek often points the camera at Ola, the girl who has stolen his heart. However, Ola doesn't seem too happy with her future mother-in-law's overbearing behavior. Amid the busy filming process, Ola starts getting closer to Tom. They appear to be engaged in lively conversation, with Tom occasionally teasing Ola. This moment is secretly recorded by an unknown person. That evening, Janek is busy picking out clothes for his date with Clara. Tom, wanting to help his brother, teaches him how to stay relaxed in front of women and emphasizes not to be too nervous if he wants to win over the flower seller. The next morning, Janek approaches Clara with a different look. They seem to be enjoying a relaxed walk together, but suddenly a woman appears pretending to be Janek's girlfriend. Clara, feeling disappointed by the incident, leaves Janek feeling frustrated. What Janek and Clara don't know is that the woman was just part of Tomek's plan to make Clara jealous. The story continues with the preparations for Ola's wedding reception, which are approaching. However, the preparations become complicated when Ola and her future in-laws have serious disagreements. Ola wants a simple reception, while her in-laws want a grand and extravagant event, the biggest in their country. This difference in views offends Ola, leading her to decide to leave the venue. Patsy then asks Tomek to bring Ola back. However, Tomek seizes the opportunity to drive Ola home. During the trip, an old mysterious man records them again. With his flirting skills at their peak, Tomek manages to calm Ola's heart. Ola even invites Tomek to meet her grandmother. The meeting goes well, and Ola's grandmother likes Tomek, even hoping he will be the perfect groom for her granddaughter, Ola. Meanwhile, Janek is confused because Tomek and Ola have not yet returned to the wedding location. The next day, unexpectedly, Janek runs into Clara again. However, this moment is disrupted by a theft incident involving Clara. It turns out that the thief is Tomek, who deliberately staged the incident to make his brother look like a hero in front of Clara. Even though Yannick gets briefly hit by the police, Tom's plan succeeds. Clara and Yannick now have more time together, and their feelings for each other grow closer. After the encounter, Yannick returns home feeling happy. However, Tomek and Yannick suddenly find themselves in a very dangerous situation. They are confronted by a group of unknown people who forcibly take them both. It turns out that Ola's father is a mafia boss named Smyra. Although Smyra is in prison, he still wields significant influence and power there. The person who was spying on Tom and Ola earlier turns out to be one of his subordinates. Smyra wants to use his daughter's wedding as a way to gain access to politicians, which could help him get out of prison. Fortunately, Smyra and his men only issue a warning to Tomek to avoid ruining their plans by getting too close to Ola. The next day, Tomek continues his task by filming moments between Ola and Chris, her fiancé. With various seemingly silly questions, Tomek interviews the couple. Shortly after, Chris's father, a minister, arrives for an interview about his son's wedding. During this session, it's revealed why Smyra is so eager for his daughter to marry Chris. Besides being a minister, Chris's father also plans to run for president next year. The rehearsal goes smoothly and is well documented by Tomek and Yannick. However, during the dance rehearsal for the couple, Chris is unable to attend and Tomek fills in for him. This moment seems to leave a deep impression on Ola, almost leading her to do something unexpected to Tomek in front of her future in-laws. However, an unexpected event occurs when Patsy, who rarely gets attention from her husband, approaches Tom and invites him to play. After spending time with Patsy, Tomek meets Ola, who did not attend the bachelorette party with Chris. There, Ola reveals that her marriage to Chris is not out of love. Hearing this confession, Tomek becomes even more excited and invites Ola to play. Ola, who has already fallen for Tomek, agrees to his invitation even though her wedding to Chris is just a few days away. They spend the night together, continuing into the morning. Meanwhile, Yannick also wants to join in. Yannick manages to catch Clara's attention again after once more becoming a hero for her when he fends off some thugs. Back to Tomek, he finds himself in big trouble when he's kidnapped by Smyra's men who have been waiting all night outside Ola's house. Seeing this, Ola immediately goes to her father and begs him to release Tomek. In return, Ola agrees to marry Chris without any fuss, so her father's plan can be fulfilled. Unexpectedly, Yannick manages to find where Tomek is being held. He gives something to Smyra's men to pass on to Smyra. To everyone's surprise, Smyra, contacted by his men, allows Tomek to leave and even gives him permission to disrupt their wedding. The most lavish wedding of the century is in full swing, broadcast live on national television. Smyra, watching the news about his daughter's wedding, flashes a sly smile, as if eager for the chaos that might ensue. Meanwhile, Tomek is doing everything he can to get to Ola's wedding location as quickly as possible. In the royal hall, the wedding atmosphere begins to reach a solemn moment. However, unexpectedly, Tomek arrives at the most crucial time. Swiftly, Tomek runs off with the bride from the venue. On the bus ride, Tomek shows Patsy a video revealing the shocking fact that Chris, Ola's fiancé, is a crazy person. Tomek threatens to spread the video nationwide unless Patsy meets his 3 demands. First, the marriage between Ola and Chris must be cancelled. Second, Patsy's husband must free Smyra from prison. Lastly, Patsy's husband must withdraw from his presidential candidacy. Reluctantly, Patsy accepts the demands to preserve her family's and husband's dignity. On the other hand, Yannick bravely proposes to Clara, who has captured his heart all along. At the end of the story, it's shown that Smyra is free and finally accepts his daughter's relationship with Tomek. With a happy ending, I say thank you. See you in the next video.